your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to One Buck,
We keep it a buck.
and we hope y'all keep it a buck too. I'm Kev.
This is Coop, man. Back with another banger this time for y'all, man. You know we've been keeping these episodes coming, cause why should they stay locked in?
Man, I think we have some decent topics to talk about. You know, a lot of this stuff though, you know what I'm saying, we just giving our opinions about what it is, and but it's interesting, you know what I'm saying?
We giving our opinions, we politicking a little bit at the same time, spitting game, you know what I'm
Also
saying?
stirring that pot,
Man,
though,
stirring
like
that pot up,
like
spitting game, and for those that are on here, you know, we giving names, you feel me? If you want to join the show, simple as this, you just join on to the show live on IG. If you got any questions, I don't care if we running it up about a topic and you want to throw a whole different topic in there, throw it in there, man. That's part of the show. That's going to make it do what it does at the end of the day. But cousin, look, now we've been going at it, man. If y'all haven't, go back and watch some of the previous episodes. Cuz dropped a banger of that Death of the Dynasty, and I really feel like it's getting overlooked. It ain't getting the plays that it needs to, because ain't nobody else really talking about the death of a dynasty, the death of whatever, because people, they understand what's being put down, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So check out that episode, check out that top 15, you know, diss tracks of all times. Check out everything, like Cuz say, man. And then why should they check it out though, fam?
Man, like I said, it's dope content if you ask me. I mean, it's interesting, just, you know what I'm saying, it feel almost like it's barbershop talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but at the same
different,
time, like, we bringing it in a different atmosphere in the shop.
It's different.
You know what I
we
mean?
ain't gossiping, you feel me? We coming with that unorthodox, like that left-hander. You feel what I'm saying? We coming with that left-hander.
Telling you what we think. We want to hear what you think as well. So, you know what I mean?
Facts on facts. But look, man, you know, we like to get the show started. Ain't gonna waste too much time getting into it. Cuz talked about the death of a dynasty in this, so I was thinking, you know, like, look, there's a lot of dynasties out here. So we're gonna focus on just this one dynasty on this episode. Mm-hmm. And you know, we've been talking about this anyway, man. You know, possibly doing it. For me, it is going to be the Bad Boy Dynasty. Now, everybody has had their little say-so on Puffy and what's been going on with Puffy. You know, the evolution of Bad Boy, bro. Been a lot of mess going on with Bad Boy. And here's the deal. I think Bad Boys has many deaths on their label as any other label.
Right.
Period. Point blank. That includes Rockefeller. That includes G-Unit, as Cuz mentioned on the show. That includes Death Row. That includes
No Limit.
No Limit. I think they have the most deaths on their dynasty. So we had to bring this one up, man, because, you know, Cuz and I had already talked about we would do a special show on just Puff Daddy alone. And this one is going to be, you know, derived towards Puff Daddy. And here's why. I don't know if y'all seen, he got on the show just recently, aired some shots out to the boy Mase. Mm-hmm. Now, we know Mase don't play no games. We know Mase kept it real when it came to the situation that he had popping off with him. But in this episode, Puffy says some key things in this episode. And I kind of want to let this video run just briefly. If we don't let the video run, we don't want to get copyrighted, of course. Right. We'll definitely bring the audio. So let's sit back and listen to this audio real quick on what Puffy has to say. And then we'll take it from there. We'll be right back.
What did you think about, right, where you look at an artist, Mase, right, was upset for you for years?
Yes.
Then down the line, he has an artist. Mm-hmm. And then recently, his artist is upset because he's basically said allegedly that Mase didn't pay him and there was problems.
Yeah.
So do you look at that and be like, that's just an executive, or is it one of those things like I told you?
No, I don't look at it like that. First of all,
because what he had a problem with you did, his artist saying the same
First
thing.
of all, see, I didn't do nothing to him. So let's go back to the first of all. The first of all is there has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true. Mm-hmm. has really tried to stain my legacy. I've always been a person, I don't like to get in just talking people's business and things like that. But not right now. I have made it my purpose that when I come back, I can't have y'all following me, because I am here to be a leader and to give some direction. If you think that I'm a scumbag that will ever steal anything, my name is Diddy, Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody a day in my life. All I've ever given is opportunity and more money than a person was making. So when I hear or I see things and I'm like, wow, this vibe that they got on me, like I'm Big Red or something. I came here, I had to open up the doors.
So you saying you don't steal from artists is what you saying?
Never.
So how does a narrative like that happen with so many different people?
Because people have this thing called the tap out button. When you get to a certain point and the money is running low, you gotta run this hustle to try to find somebody to blame. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I have all my receipts. And so we are gonna do a special, a retrospective with all the artists, and we're gonna get this narrative clear, because it comes from different tactics when people wanna get out of contracts. And a lot of people that speak on this, y'all don't know the business, y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. So it's gonna be a teaching moment of love, because it is important, I feel, fight for your reputation. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna fight for my reputation. I'm gonna fight for the honorable man I am, the righteous king that I am. I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? There could have been an accountant mess up on this one or that one, things that happen in the business. But me actually, I'm running a hustle to get money. I started delivering papers at 12 years old. I was a millionaire when I was 19, you know what I'm saying? And so I will be making sure that the truth comes out, because that's not going down in my legacy. And to me, that's the worst thing in the world, is a thief. The thief is the worst thing. His hand should be chopped. Her hand should be chopped off. His or her hand should be. That's the way I feel about somebody taking something from somebody that ain't theirs. You know what I'm saying? When you could go out and you could go and work for something. And so that right there, I just in general, the Mase thing. I did one album with Mase. One album. How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album, and then he became a fake pastor and went and conned people, and then y'all gonna let him throw dirt on the God's name? I wrote each and every one, and each and everybody, and anybody could come and step up. Bring your receipts. But I'm not playing. I'm back outside and I'm fighting back for us. And I'm also do a little fighting back for me. You know what I'm saying? So
how much money and I'm just throwing this out, how much money does somebody like a The owe you? Because the reason I say that,
Mase owes me $3 million. That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do a second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna go back and forth with Mase. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just gonna, if I'm here, I'm gonna speak up for speak up for myself now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have you think something that I hate. I hate a thief. I hate somebody that don't got, and I don't hate nobody, but that's with somebody that just got to take something that somebody else worked for just for their benefit and their friend. I don't like that.
So you're really doing a special, like you're taping a special to address
I think
these?
Diddy just came up with that idea right now.
No, I was more saying, I'm going to use, I have a very successful, thank you to everybody for supporting, network. So yeah, I'm gonna go and tell my story on my network with one of my podcasts, and I'm gonna also get the artists that together to help me clear this up.
What would the lot say?
I spoke to the lot. Yeah, I told the lot they gonna help me clear it up.
Yeah.
They know, I mean, people, I mean, the truth gonna be the truth. But we gonna get to the truth. As long as I'm outside, we gonna get, not trying to start nothing with nobody. Mase, I love Mase. And I will tell anybody thinks I owe them something, show me the receipt. You get paid in 24 hours. Because sometimes there's accounting problems, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so with this being said, this is just Puffy right there. So now that you actually got a chance to hear it, what's your thoughts on
what
it?
I've seen.
Right, what's your thoughts on it though?
It's always gonna be some he say she say shit, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, only those who are involved know the deal. Okay, 100. Outside looking in,
but you say
you got a lot of explaining to do.
Right, that's where I'm going with it because. But you got to think. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's not to cut you off though. But you got to look at it. It's not just Mase, cuz we talking the locks.
Right. That's why he brought that up.
We going list for list, bro. There's so many people. MOP. You know what I'm saying? All these different groups that's been tied under Puffy, bro. So I'm going to let you finish because I know you was getting ready to go. But it's not just Mase.
Hey, it's going hand in foot and hand in hand with this. You know what I'm saying? It's all on one body of the body.
The body and this man Puffy.
Like I said, with that, I mean, Puff, you got a lot of explaining to do behind your actions with it. Really, at the end of the day, on clearing up your relationship and businessship with your artists and everything on your label because they jump shit for a reason, bro. Man. You know what I'm saying? Man. And in that reason, I believe the Locks, when they signed a Rough Rider, when they jumped ship off of, I think the last song or album or a single, however you want to put it, was Money, Power, Respect.
Yes, sir.
After that, they took their talents elsewhere and got signed to Rough Rider, which was still under the House of Def Jam. So, my opinion out of that, if Mase is saying this, or have been saying this, the Locks have been saying this, and I do believe that the skit was going Raping You Records. Why would they have that skit? Why would they have, you know what I'm saying, even with dude, what's his name, the Mad Rapper?
Yes.
The Mad Rapper even jump shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And had his little comic skit in there for the Locks. Like they followed the Locks.
Facts.
Because of how they was being treated at, you know, hookup, or they was shedding light about the record industry, the music industry. Like, something just ain't right with that. For me, honestly, in my opinion, you don't owe me no explanation. I could care less about that, but I'm saying to those
people,
you
get us,
man.
Hey, get to the people you screwed over.
Man, that's the ones you need to reach out to because there was a relationship. And everybody, when I say relationship, I'm not talking about a physical relationship. A relationship can come because of business. It can come because of friendship.
Right.
It's not about a platonic or, you know what I'm saying, a lay down situation.
To the bag, them boys want to get paid.
Right. I'm talking about your relationship with your people on how you do them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to clear that up with them pretty much with that.
Right.
If there was clauses in the contracts that they overlooked, say that.
Well, you know, everybody got clauses in their contract.
But if they attorneys, but see, that was the thing. Like the thing about the industry back then, it was like there was no attorneys for standing behind different things of the nature.
Puff didn't have no attorneys. Puff had his mother. Now I want to get into something right here because you brought up the Locks, man. So you know we like to air stuff out on the show.
Cause of short in the business.
Gabe, what's up with you, Gabe? What's going on with you, my guy? Appreciate you chiming in, man. We in here talking about Puff Daddy, man, and just the legacy of Bad Boy.
And G, you will be able to go ahead and chime in on this one. We need you to off of this because you go back with this.
But look, Cuz was talking about the Locks, so I'm gonna play a little skit from the Locks right now, man, and what they were talking about with Puff Daddy and what originally went on. And then we're gonna lead into this little Mase thing that I got to as well. So y'all listen up.
Don't say, Jada, you bugging on. It's worth really killing. Like,
you hear Jada.
Sit down, think about it, pull it all on the table,
it's really worth doing it over. Like, some things ain't worth it. That's one of the things that's worth it. So, me personally,
y'all hear
I
it?
can't sleep sometimes. Like, I lose sleep, but I be ready to just black out. Like,
how long have you been? Have you had the conversations with Puff about trying to buy it back?
He's so much of a gangster with the paperwork. He'll tell you one thing
and switch up.
He'll tell his lawyer or people that represent him something else, and then it never happened. And this is amazing. I mean,
and you've been trying to do this for years?
For years, and we on our, we've been quiet and all that. We on our 7th or 8th lawyer for this. No security guard.
Big talk.
Stop.
How much money are we talking? How much money are we talking?
Off a skyscraper. We stainless steel, the double door joints.
Y'all hear a kiss, man.
I mean, estimating you couldn't.
A couple mil.
A couple million?
I would say a couple mil. I can't even say. I'm not even sure. We paid a couple mil to get out.
Right.
We paid almost $3 million to
get
Get
out.
off Bad Boy.
Yeah, we had no $1 million budget. We did one album there, Inch.
Ain't that funny?
One album. We did
But he was just talking about Mase. Mase owe him 3.
What? He said Mase did one album.
Off of one album.
But we finna get into it after this one. This just a lot. So I had to bring this up. I'm gonna let this play a little bit longer.
He gets money no matter what.
If we make a give it to me or in the club, he's gonna make more of that than we are. We are.
And you know why that is, don't you?
That's worth throwing it all out the window. That's worth saying, wake up saying, I'm tired of this, man. I'm literally tired of this. Like, people, yours ahead, and people, people been calling us since, like, you guys can't do this.
Not even just they publishing, they
like a gimmick
copyrights.
and it looks like a game, and it look, this is our life. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, we from when we came in the door, it's worth killing. It's worth throwing it out the window.
You hear it right there. So look, Jada said it's worth dying, it's worth killing, it's worth throwing it out the window. Not to mention what Cuz and I just been talking about, just reiterating about Puffy in general as a person. Why is it that every artist that Puffy has on his label or has had on his label, there's been some type of discrepancy when it comes to getting paid, when it comes to leaving Bad Boy? And like I said, for those of you that just joined, go back and watch Cuz's episode where he dropped the death of a dynasty, and you guys will get a better understanding of where we're coming from with it. But the last voice that we have to hear on this one, because Puffy talked about receipts when we listen to Puffy, right? But here, Puffy talks about receipts. The Locks talk about receipts. But let's listen to what Mase talks about when he talks about receipts. Now, this is interesting to me because if you really want to get into the nitty of the gritty, family, this is what I'm talking about. So listen.
Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Biggie ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead.
Facts.
Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead.
Did. Facts.
What are you talking about?
Wow.
Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead.
Locked up.
And everybody else
locked up and dead now. Yeah.
paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts.
My name is Mase. I wanted to talk to you guys for a moment. Is it okay if we have a conversation today? In fact, let me take my reading glasses and put those on. These are more cool. This is more for business like we need to handle today, okay? So today, I wanted to talk to you. I know yesterday you probably felt a certain way about the way I communicated, but I'm very unapologetic about the way I communicated because I know what I said was right. Maybe you didn't like the way I said it, but I know what I said was right. And I want to tell you why, If the devil can use him aggressively, then I want you to know God could use me aggressively. I want you to also know you may not like my delivery. You might say, well, listen here, why did you say it that way? I cannot speak to people outside of the church the way I speak to people inside the church. I gotta know my audience. Isn't that what you would say if you're talking to a people? The first thing you gotta know is your audience. And I also want you to know that the thing that's really stirring up so much confusion is because for years, these guys have organized a mass organized effort to slander my name behind the scenes. So every time I say something, you're just seeing my part because their part is behind the scene. But I want you to know I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I'm anointed for it. I'm anointed to dethrone evil. I want you to know that. So don't be worried for me. If anything, pray for me. Pray for the things that you don't understand, because I know there's a big misunderstanding between you. The first thing that comes to my mind is about how in Proverbs 18 and 17, the Bible talks about how you can hear one side and it seems right until you hear the other side. Until it's cross-referenced, you don't know that so much of the truth has been missing from what you've been informed about. The second thing I want to talk to you about is the story about Isaiah 40. What is that? Isaiah 54 and 17, where the Bible talks about in Isaiah that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So if you see me being aggressive, it's because I know no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But isn't it sad that that's the only part of that scripture people understand? The very next statement in that scripture, and it is loaded with content, it's loaded with revelation, but the very next part of that scripture says, and if any man, or any tongue rise up against you, you shall refute it. And that's what I did. He said something and I refuted it. I pulled it down because I knew it wasn't the truth. And I dealt with him as aggressively as he has chosen to deal with me. Another thing I want to tell you, the third but not last thing. Think about this. I went through every step on how to deal with him. Every step on how to deal with Puff biblically. I dealt with him biblically. That's why I felt aggressive about it. I felt like I did not have to change my strong approach. Because number one, I went to him as a brother when things were not right. Secondly, I went to him with a witness. That was Rodney Jerkins. Like the Bible says, if you don't get it right with him, go back to him with a witness. I did that. The third thing it tells us to do is go to the church. Bring it before the elders. I reached out to his bishop. His bishop declined to mediate the situation. So I just went to step number 4, which is mark him as a publican and have nothing to do with him. And that's what I did lyrically. And that's what you guys have a problem with. So I don't know if it's me or you got a problem with the Bible, because all I did was handle it the way you're supposed to handle it. And I'm up for all the smoke he has to bring. Puff can't beat me at anything. Anything. And he knows that. And I'm up for the challenge. And until I see you again, just know I may do a lot of things you don't agree with. Pray for me like I will pray for you, instead of letting your voice be used against something that could be a phenomenal change for our culture. We don't need no more leaders like that. We need new gatekeepers. If there's ever been a company, just think of this, that handled those people that way for 20 straight years, you wouldn't keep them in leadership. So why should we keep these same gatekeepers who have done nothing but exploited us and used our talents against us for their own gain and their children? Until then, I'm signing off. This is Mase. This is Mase and Betha. However you know me, it's how you know me. God bless you, and I hope you was able to hear my heart. Until then, I love you.
One more time for y'all, man. We're going to play it one more time for y'all. Listen to Mase. Remember that.
Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Biggie ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts.
Facts.
He dead.
Facts.
Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead.
Facts.
What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. And I signed it, nigga.
And G-Dep working in factories.
All money ain't good money. Remember that. Remember that.
Hey, that's another fact for that ass too.
You feel what I'm saying? All money ain't good money, but look, cuz I want to get to this right here, man. We're going to get on the meat on the bones, because Mase hit 3 hardcore things. And is this just funny that Big is dead, Craig Mack is dead, Black Rob is dead? What happened to Shyne? What happened? What happened to the group? Shyne was locked up. If you listen to Shyne, we can go to Shyne and play Shyne's version.
Shyne got locked up
off of Puffy, off of Puff. So look, what was the group? What was the girl group though? Total's in the same boat. We just played Jadakiss, bro. So this is why we bringing this up about, Cuz brought up about the death of the Dynasty. Like I said, if you guys haven't, go back and check that
as much as a lot of people will sit here and say, like, this is just coming back, like, I'm not to cut you short, but I'm just saying, like, just to paint the picture a little bit, because a lot of people don't know what we came up into. Like, so when we talk about, you know, the music that we had, the music,
Yo Gotti, the music,
the music that we had coming up, right? We had West Coast, we had East Coast, we had Midwest, we had a lot of flavors in our section of what we used to listen to down south. Being out of the Midwest, we had a lot of different flavors to pick and choose from, so we had seen a lot of different things. Now, at that specific time in the dates of time frame, Bad Boy and Death Row were at the top of the food chain.
The pinnacle, no hands down, no doubt.
Before Pac had even signed to Death Row, Bad Boy was leading, just based off of Biggie, Junior Mafia,
right? Biggie and Junior Mafia, Lil Kim,
Craig
and
Mack.
all that. Yep. Fact.
Total. 112. Like, they were really like starting to look like, if you remember right, how Motown was pretty much coming to live.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're thinking like this is gonna keep going and going and going, and this is only gonna get greater, right? Music was just coming out. Then this.
It's this too, but what it is to me is that Puffy talks about how he's a good businessman and how he does as artist, but you don't fell into Jadakiss and them talking about one album.
Right.
Mase talks about one album. Biggie had a couple albums. Craig Mack is dead. You know what I'm saying?
Literally two from Biggie.
Yeah, but this guy is talking about bring the receipts. Is it funny to you that all of this man's artists are either locked up in a bad situation with money or dead?
I say this. How about we go even further and then we start getting in the Bad Boy band when he was trying to put that together.
We didn't even get to them.
Ness.
Chopper and all of them boys, bro. Look, Chopper said what he said. Chopper said he wish he meant to never met
you had him up in the house of Diddy. We seen seen you saying these youngins for a cheesecake run at 4 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, MTV. Thank you.
Yep. And Chopper said he ain't give a crap about what Diddy did. He said he appreciate what he did for him, but his character, he said he would rather not been in a situation, which he's still not in that situation today. The dude ain't been a star ever since then. But he said he wasn't running to go get cheesecakes for this nigga and doing all this crap. He said it's bigger than that. But Puffy was on that. But look, Puffy talks about
loyalty.
Exactly. And that niggas ain't about that, man.
That's what they call that hazing. That's at a fraternity, ain't that hazing?
That's hazing, bro. Look, that's hazing. Drink that toilet water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Take this spanking with this paddle from this fraternity.
Next off, we're going to see who want to sell their soul.
Yeah, exactly. But look,
who gonna want to do that, man?
Man, I hate to tell you. I just look at it, man, in its totality. And I really hate to say it, man. And, you know, people can glorify Puff to make it seem like this dude has done so much for the game. But if you're looking at it, I don't see nothing but what he's took from the game and took from a lot of people that he's had underneath him. We ain't even included 112. I heard you bring up 112. We haven't included 112.
I didn't even put the locks on there. This is the topic of discussion.
We put the locks in there.
I didn't even put Mase in there because that was like I said when I was naming. I'm just saying when I named it, I didn't spit them. I was talking about like the earlier.
I did when we first introduced this conversation. I brought up Mase. I brought up Puffy. I brought up when you mentioned the locks. I brought all of that up and inquired their video and that audio in there so that we could take a listen to how many people he screwed up. We could listen to 112.
And then it was Dynasty Kane or something like that.
It was a whole. Everybody has been my point of this conversation because Cuz brought up, and like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this one on this one. Go check out Death of a Dynasty. Cuz brought that one up on the last couple episodes ago, man. And if you guys don't understand where we're coming from with the death of a dynasty, this is why it be the death of a dynasty, because you have people like Puffy that want to play people in the game and make it look like that this dude is the golden boy. Like he said, he called himself the Don, the God. You know what I'm saying?
That's New York talk.
It is, but
at the same time,
me,
that's a big
But for me, I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this to say this. You saying all of that, man. You not the guy. You not the Don. The Don breaks his artists off. The Don take care of his people.
His business.
The Don make sure his people eat. You feel what I'm saying, bro? And the way I see it, everybody that's been. We ain't even talked about Faith. We ain't talked about all there's so many artists that was with Bad Boy, bro, that broke off because we already knew that Puffy was a shrewd businessman. They said that his father was like that, and he learned the game from his father, from the documentary that I watched about Puffy.
See, I done seen footage where he talked about how his father was not in his life.
His father had a name. His father, I can't remember his name. His father was a street nigga. He had got killed, but his father had a name for himself, and his father really showed him how to be a shrewd businessman. And that's where Puffy is. When he's talking about receipts, how are you giving receipts to a dead man? Like Mase said, Biggie can't give no receipts. He dead. Mac can't give no receipts. He dead. Black Rob can't get no. Whoa, he dead. Shyne can't get none. Shyne locked up.
The last interview I seen with Craig Mack before he had died,
Craig
Mack was still talking about on how they shelved him
for Biggie
because of Biggie.
For Biggie, yes.
And Craig Mack was signed before Biggie.
Yes.
However, it got prioritized
and Biggie went first. Yes, that's facts. As you would like to say, factoids.
Man, bro, I love this topic.
We just had to. We said that you brought the death of a dynasty, like I said, and we're gonna include that video throughout this video to make sure y'all click on that link, man, because he put this down. He put down the death of a dynasty, which I thought was a bomb episode. So for those of you guys that slept on that episode, go back and watch it. It's right on One Buck Podcast on YouTube. You know, if you need a link, you can go to the link in the description on our Instagram page, and y'all can go to that death of a dynasty, and you guys will see. We're going to break down this death of a dynasty. We're going to break down Bad Boy. We're going to analyze Rockefeller is next. Right. We're going to analyze Death Row. We're going to bring it all. We know not just one. We're going to bring them all to you guys of what actually happened. And for me, all I see is Puffy, 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 Puffy. Puffy wanted the pocket. Puffy wanted the publicity. Puffy wanted Biggie dead. Like, bro, if you're the head of an empire, right, and these dudes are making music, right, would it not be safe to say that you could, honestly, this is an honest question, I want you to answer. I know you and me think alike. You're the head of a dynasty. You got all the money coming into you, but yet you got to pay your artists. You got to do what you got to do, right? So if you get them artists killed, who all the money go to?
Well, now they doing something different.
No. But if we're going off what Mase said to this day, this was Mase. This was Mase 2 days ago.
The number, the most percentage is going to the CEO of that company.
Right, but not the CEO.
Then the next percentage.
Who did Mase say in there that was running the receipts?
His mom.
His mother. We ain't talking about no attorney. We talking about his mother.
He put the the business aspect of the end of the finances.
Right. What I'm saying is to you to handle is if you had all these people underneath you and you were the head of the empire, if you offed a couple of billionaire people that was getting you money, you ain't have to break bread with them folks no more, right or wrong? So who getting the money? Because Biggie dead.
As long as people is not fighting to get
ain't nobody fighting. How they gonna fight? How they gonna fight something that they signed contracts for?
They royalties.
Yeah,
as long as they not.
How they gonna fight that though? How they gonna fight something that they signed over?
I mean, well, it depends if you're still around because Snoop had to go through.
I'm just
he
saying,
had to get the dialogue.
The people that I'm talking about, my guy, is not around.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How do
it makes sense.
How do you
You can't.
Biggie dead. How do you get receipts from Biggie, bro? Like the nigga dead, bro.
And the only thing that this should come around, and I don't think she even wants to deal with it no more, is because she never got justice from her son's death.
That ain't gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? And she not gonna speak up about it because she didn't know the way that Big talked about her or talked about Puff to her. Like he was trying to change some things, you know what I'm saying?
He seen it.
There seemed to be different control issues that Big probably had issues with when it came to Puff. Like everybody wanted him to be the artist that he wanted him to be.
But Biggie didn't want to do that.
Right. And
Jadakiss and the Locks didn't want to do that. Right. 112 didn't want to do that. And Faith didn't want to do that. And Mase didn't want to do that.
So if the percentage of the success comes from something, you know what I'm saying?
Craig Mack.
Hey.
Black Rob.
Anything you sign, you better be prepared to read before you sign. My mama always told me that.
Yeah, you be boo-boo the fool. And even some of the stuff that you read, there's stipulations in some of the stuff that you read
even when
to trick
you. You might not understand it because it's in a different language.
Exactly. And that's what I just said. It's built in a way to trick you when you read it. If you're not putting the fat on your head to do the due diligence, to check everything out and word for word, that's why you hire your own lawyer and you hire people to go through this stuff. But my thing is with it, man, that's why I said, man, we just spending this moment on Puffy because Cuz brought this up of the death of the Dynasty. And I really felt like the death of a dynasty goes so much than just one episode, because we can sit and analyze each dynasty of why they actually broke down and then figure out what happened. In this case for Bad Boy, it sounds like to me
some shady business.
Shady business on Puffy, and from every aspect, from everybody that he's worked with, everybody said the same thing, whether they're dead or they're alive or they're in prison. And I didn't even play Shyne, because if I play Shyne right now, that'll be the icing on the cake for you guys. He gonna tell you that Puffy said some stuff regarding the shooting and everything that happened, how this and this and this and that panned out for Shyne.
But you the same nigga, Puff, that sat there and said, and I quote off of one of your lyrics,
man,
I still hate to see blacks beefing.
Yeah, but at the same time, you setting people up for failure. And we ain't even get into the band. We ain't get into the band. We ain't get into Chopper. We ain't get into none of them dudes that was on the band that was really spitting it like it was from Puff's angle, that really didn't get a chance to see. It was all a game for Puff. Everything's been a game for Puff, and that's why I'm bringing this up, because to me, everything has been a game for Puffy. Nobody else out the company. It's just been the head of the company himself. His lawyers, whoever he works with. You heard the Lock say they fought this case 7 times with 7, 8, 9 different lawyers. So Puff got that kind of money that'll blow cut back. You feel what I'm saying? Like he gonna put it on the back burner.
He got that type of money that companies, you know what I'm saying, protect.
Hush money.
He got that type of money. It's beyond hush money. This is small shit to a giant right here.
Yeah,
so
that's why we bringing it up.
You ain't even got enough to hook up to go ahead and come in the court of law was. He got that type of. You worked in the factory, you know what I'm saying? So you know, like when you step out of bounds, like when you think the company messed up, and you're like, oh man, I'm about to get a lawsuit on their ass.
Not gonna happen.
No, they got them type of attorneys to go ahead and take care of.
Company hit you with that pinch hitter. He hit you with that pinch hitter. You like, yeah.
So this is what we can go ahead and do for you. We can settle you with about
20 grand, 10 or 20 grand, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's
or you can just not get nothing. And we can go ahead and.
Hey, I'm just saying though, man. I really think this was a good one, because I said you really brought up a dope one with that death of a dynasty. And like I said, for those of you that are watching, man, go back, Google the death of a dynasty. You guys will see it's got no limit in there, and we're gonna hit each one of these, you know, somewhere or another throughout the time span of our, you know, dropping our shows, because Cuz brought it. He don't understand. I don't even think you understand what you brought to this one. You opened up a whole can of worms, because we can sit and analyze each death of a dynasty and why it was what.
I was just trying to find a topic to match your energy that day, and I think, you know,
you cracked it off, if I remember right.
They say steel sharpens steel.
Man, so you cracked it off, because you remember right. I came with the top 15 after that. Top 15 diss tracks all the time. But Man,
and I still want to go back to that because there's so many diss tracks that's it's not.
We left out
crazy.
Cannabis. We left out a lot of LL.
Yeah.
We left out a lot, but I really felt like analyzing what we did. I felt like we did a damn good, decent job because there was a lot of different diss tracks, and you know it may not rock for you, but if it don't rock for you when you do watch the video, type in the comments what we left out. You know what I'm saying? Type in the comments what we left out. Just regarding Puffy though, man, like I said, man, Puffy is a sleazy, you know what I'm saying, no good, just arrogant, you know what I mean, son of a gun at the end of the day.
He's only
man.
like that now because of certain people that's out the way.
Well, you know, and he's always been
when Death Row was a powerhouse, y'all, Puffy was truly scared of Suge.
He was, but
Suge had everybody shook.
But I also heard, I watched a documentary where Puff and Suge was cool and they was working together too.
Supposedly,
I've seen it for a fact.
Supposedly they had a relationship, but when Pac had got killed,
yes, they had something to do with the whole thing.
It supposedly turned.
They both had their hand in the pot. Like I said, Death Row, No Limit, Rockefeller. Man, like I said, we can even go the Fugees, you know what I'm saying, up next. You know, we got a lot of different things off of Cuz' spinoff of that Death of the Dynasty.
That group, I mean, but they were still under, I don't know, I can't remember who they were signed to, but it's like even look at Def Jam. Def Jam they have signed, you had the Beastie Boys. This is like back early 80s when they were established with Russell Simmons getting that company up and off the ground. They had Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Curtis Blow. Everybody that started in that era was signed to Def Jam.
Tell you what, they wasn't shiesty, poo shiesty niggas like P.Diddy is right now, man. So to me, that's why I had to bring this up, man. I really feel like Puffy is just, people worship the ground he walk on, and then you look at it, man, he got that kind of money. He said it in that interview with the Locks. So the Locks they'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, that was the wrong thing that he could have did. That was a slip.
Look, he gonna tell them that the Locks can say this, but yeah, nigga, after you paid them, after you gave them that hush money for them to shut up,
they was really street niggas.
He said we'll die, we'll kill. You heard everything that Jada said, so
they really street niggas.
Puffy was like, okay, we have to pay these niggas. These niggas ain't playing. And now he's trying to make it to the point where, it's all good. You know, like, yeah, the Locks know, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we got everything straight and worked out, no, you don't. You ain't got it worked out with Biggie. Biggie dead, like Mase said. Craig Mack dead. Black Rob dead.
The ones that you did the dirtiest.
The dirtiest, man. The ones that made you that pape.
On them early, right. The paper from the earlier Bad Boy. The original
got you
Bad
off the
Boy.
ground.
The original Bad Boy.
112. Faith, you did them all scurvy, bro. So at the end of the day, Puffy, this episode go to you. We had to bring a special episode about Puff Daddy. And this is what we did this for, man, because I had to lock in on this one, man, because you really made me dig in the bag with that Death of a Dynasty, and I think we got something here. We just need to get the people into what we talking about, man, because people ain't getting fat on their head. They really not seeing what's going on in the music industry. Niggas is coming up dead. You know what I'm saying? Billionaires out the industry coming up dead, making the money for them. You got 3 major artists like that end up dead, and this nigga talking about receipt. Can't give a receipt from a dead guy.
What got me, though, was the kicker, and I'm going to say this or say that, and then I'm going to leave it alone because we already way off, but the kicker that got me was when he said, I'm going to stand up for me.
He got to. Ain't nobody but him.
I'm going to do some fighting back for me.
Ain't nobody but him.
I'm sorry, bro. What was all this stuff, the speculation? Like, Diddy was playing with his booty hole down in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wasn't stepping out of the box with that.
Playing for Lil Diddy.
You wasn't on Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you said something about somebody needing to go shopping, you know what I'm saying? Hitting them with you need to go shopping. Nigga, what? Huh?
Fact.
So, you're playing dirty ball somewhere, cousin.
And somewhere, it's for a fact that he is playing dirty ball. You got too many people.
Yeah.
It's just like, a lieutenant, a general, a governor, anything, bro. You know what I mean? You got to look at, you got people behind. We not stupid at the end of the day. If it take 5, 6, 7, 8 people to say the same thing, and we're going to put 2 and 2 together and know that the same thing that they talking about is what's happening behind the scenes. So for Puffy, for you, this episode for you, P. Diddy and Bad Boy, you screwed a lot of people off, man. A lot of people will come for your head at the end of the day. And something might happen to you, man. I ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody, but, you know.
Yeah, he's got the type of money where he's secure.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I don't
get
know,
it twisted.
man. Not this day and age
Everybody can get touched. Don't get it twisted.
Everybody can get touched right on
I think
up.
it's going to be a difficult.
Like the barber nicking your head, you can get touched up out here, man. So, look. Definitely had to lock in and bring this one, man. I really feel like this is a special episode just based off of your death of the Dynasty joint, man. If you guys haven't, go back and check out the locks. Go back and check out what Black Rob had to say before he passed. Shyne. Biggie aired out some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go back to making of the band. You guys get all your answers there. For those of you that think we not putting down what we putting down is accurate, man, we going to be accurate as can be, and we going to keep it a buck right here on One Buck. So, cuz. Always a pleasure locking in what we do. You know what I'm saying? Every Thursday. This is a doggone good one, man. Y'all stay locked in.
Like,
share,
subscribe with your little ugly ass.
Man, with your ugly ass. And bang that notification bell,
Absolutely,
man. You said bang that bell.
Ding.
You said tell them why.
Tell them where. Yeah, tell them why, and then tell them where to hit us up on the YouTube.
Man, look, we need this, and this is the reason why. We appreciate everybody following us on Instagram, but the reason why you bang that bell on the YouTube channel is to open up our algorithm. As simple as that. Get us where we need to be. Open our channel up to other people that are open to our channel and listen to what we putting down. And then on that YouTube channel, y'all know us as One Buck Podcast. In between the one and the buck is a $sign. And then at the end of that podcast, where that S, get that off your chest, and we going to switch a root and hit you with that $sign where that S is. But look, this was always a pleasure, man, locking in. We going to pick up what we put down on this one, cuz on the next one, as we usually do. Damn good topics, though, man. Always a pleasure locking in with you, my guy, every Thursday.
Always.
Skip the Thursday, but we on the next beat just like we ain't never left. But look, this is One Buck.
Where we keep it a buck,
and we hope y'all keep it a buck, too. Peace.